So, oh, we're gonna have a show for you today. I tell you, oh fuck, Christ, this gonna be one of them days. The day you're all worried about. Will this be the day Chad has a heart attack? It's probably tonight. Like, Vegas got 2-1 odds. You missed your chance to get in, folks. I'm your host, as always, Chad Portal. Joining me is the glorious one, Marcus Green. Marcus, I thought we were safe in the world of sports. But no, we had to come back to wrestling eventually, didn't we?
Yes. I sense a potential rant coming.
What was that line from A New Hope? It was as if a million voices cried out in an instant were silenced. That's how I feel right now. Like, I feel collectively as the entire planet of Alderaan. I've been critical in the past of this company. Shocking! I know. I've called out the Susan G. Komen Foundation for basically bogarting some of their funds. They're not the worst fucking organization in the world, but they're a little shady, and they need to be called on. But, oh boy.
Hold my beer.
Like, seriously, in the world of memes, let's just paint the landscape as Simpson characters. And we have the drunk Homer character as the ultimate warrior, and everyone's booing him and throwing trash, saying, "You're the worst!" And then the Fabulous Moolah Simpsons character goes, "Hold my beer." Because we're getting into it right off the fucking bat. So, Marcus, if I said that a known sexual predator who was known for ripping off talent, abusing women, pimping them out, getting them drugged up so she could be able to manipulate and control them, and had basically 1,000 different people calling you a piece of trash, I was to say this company was to utilize that name and put it on a battle royal, you'd think I'm crazy, wouldn't you? A little bit. Because let's cut and dry this. Marcus, is being a racist illegal?
Unfortunately, no.
No. And honestly, I don't care that it's not, because we as a society will dictate, hey, you're an asshole, we don't want to deal with you. So Hulk Hogan, racist, possibly, not illegal. Is being homophobic illegal?
No.
Unfortunately, no. It's not. So Ultimate Warrior, you get a pass tonight. But Marcus, is raping women illegal?
Last time I checked.
Holy shit! What? No! No! Marcus, we just fired a guy for being accused of roughing up, not hitting, roughing up his wife. We just fired him. Did we not? Well, they did. We didn't. We have really low standards for our employee morale. You punched a goat? Cool! Don't care. But we just did that, didn't we? We just saw that happen.
Yeah, with an African American male talent. Yeah.
Yep, and I believe Soo Young is Chinese or Korean, maybe Japanese. I don't know. I had to double check. Don't correct me on this, because I don't know, and I'm not making a statement about it. I'm just saying the ethnicity was that she's Southeastern Pacific Island. We need to come up with a new term that's not Asian or that I just said, because it's a fucking mouthful. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Pack Asia. There we go. Found it. So, we just had that happen. A man who grabbed a woman by her hair, allegedly, and dragged her to his car, had been fired and is now contemplating retirement because no one wants to touch him. Now, right or wrong is irrelevant to this conversation about how Swan's getting treated on the indies. That's for Swan, his PR, and his wife to handle. What I'm looking at is we've set a precedent that if you even look slightly or be accused of a crime against a woman, you will be fired. That is standard operating procedure in the new WWE. Can we all agree on that?
Yep.
Do I see any hands up? I look at my pop figures. I look at my Legos, my Batman bobble. No one's got their hand up. No one's disagreeing with this. So, We have a woman. Now let's just lay in the realm of accusations is not guilt. Let's just play in that realm. It's a very murky, shady, ugly, disgusting realm. But let's play in it because sometimes we have to. It's not a great place to be. Too much unknown in this realm. But we have established with Enzo Amore that the mere accusation is enough to get you fired. Now people will say, well, he only got fired because he didn't disclose it. He didn't disclose it because he needed to get fired. That's the rub. I don't know if Enzo's did it. I have reason to doubt this woman. I have reason to doubt Enzo. I think they're both pieces of shit, and instead of a lawsuit, they should get married. Because they're both horrible people, in my opinion. So, we know that if you're accused of something, you will be put on the back burner, and people will not talk to you ever again. Hulk Hogan said the N-word. He got scrubbed from history. Jimmy Snuka may have killed a woman. We saw him for 20 plus years. So clearly the bouncing ball of morality doesn't always land in the appropriate places. But you would think today, 2018, mere weeks before the biggest event of your calendar year, the quote-unquote WWE fiscal year ends in March or April, whatever. That's when they start their new year after the night of WrestleMania. You would think that with this on the horizon, they would be like, hey, you know what we don't need? Controversy. People are going to be in the building late. Half the show is going to not be on the DVD. Not everyone's going to get the WrestleMania bonuses. Let's try to avoid having any more negative publicity. So what do they go and do? What do they go and do? They put somebody who does not have some Johnny-come-lately, does not have some maybe they have a vendetta. She has people like Luna motherfucking Vachon saying this woman was a piece of shit. Luna Vachon had a much better career in the last 20, well, I shouldn't say last 20 years. She unfortunately passed away. But she had a much better career during the 80s, 90s than a lot of women. She made some money. You know, this isn't someone we've never heard of making accusations. Wendy Richter made accusations. We know that there is enough evidence that exists in this world to proclamate, to maybe make an assumption that maybe Fabulous Moolah is not a good person. But she was part of the Attitude Era. I don't know how. And because of that, we now are inundated or stuck with this Battle Royal bullshit of the first annual Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm never calling it that again. From this point on, and Marcus, I'm going to hold you to it. It is the first ever Sexual Predator Memorial Battle Royal. This is the new thing. We're doing it. I know that we only get like 100 hits a video. If y'all can spread that, that'd be awesome.
Oh, that's gonna create some interesting booked segments.
Oh, God. So, Stephanie has always talked about how close she was with Moolah. Oh, so close, she and I. And it really bothers me that Stephanie, who only ever does things for publicity.
No.
No! What? What? No. No. No.
You lied. You lied.
Well, no! Carlton, no! Ashley, no!
What's the Buckeye Fist? That's a trap.
We know that Stephanie only operates in this world of optics. If it looks good, let's do it. We know that. She said on her own Twitter, in the modern 21st era, 21st century, whatever, that the new form of marketing is charity. We know that. She has said that. She has built this entire women's revolution, which, by the way, has sucked.
And not started by WWE.
No, not even a little. And I'm going to be that guy who's going to go there to the extreme. It wasn't even started by Impact Wrestling. We can thank people like Shine. I think it was Shine. Or no, Shimmer. We can thank people like Shimmer back in 2003 who had Daisy Hayes and Sarah Del Rey tearing it up in Ring of Honor. And then Impact really grew on it, and We will be fair. The WWE Women's over the last 3 or 4 years since they started this women's revolution has been exponentially better than what we were getting. That doesn't mean it's still not bad. It's still bad. Before it was unwatchable. Now we're at least debating over how good or bad it was, which was not a conversation we were having 10 years ago. So, marketed improvement. But with everything going on, you would think that Stephanie, the queen of the let's make sure this doesn't fuck us in the end. That's what she's the queen of. She bends the knee over every obstacle. There's a possible issue, bend the knee. Boom. She overcomes it. Like, that's what she's good at. She's great at that. How could she not see this coming? Was this Vince going, I fucked her once, and I'm gonna really market the fuck out of it now? All right, calm the fuck down, you veiny 80-year-old. No one wants to see your shagging shoulders, you emaciated piece of crap. Is it just hot in here, or is it just me? Actually, it's kind of hot in here. Might be all the rage. Hey, Mick! Did I borrow your personality for an evening? So, Moolah has no defense. She has literally decades of people, decades of time filled with people accusing her of shit. This wasn't a one-time only thing. And WWE is going to make her memorialized forever in a battle royal? You can't see it, but I'm doing the what the fuck face. I don't know. Don't even. I give up. Show's canceled. Canceling the website. The internet is canceled. WrestleMania is not happening. I don't know what to do with this. Like, I am so angry right now. Like, so, context. I think Ultimate Warrior is a scumbag human being. I support the rights of gay people. I support the rights of minorities. I support the right of people to not get cancer. Ultimate Warrior did not like those three things. He liked people getting cancer. He hated minorities. And he really hated gay people. But at the end of the day, those are opinions. At the end of the day, we can chastise him, ostracize him, and kick him out of the club. But at the end of the day, there are people who are going to agree with him. There are people at the end of the day who will still see him as the Ultimate Warrior, like guy that he was. And at the end of the day, that's fine. Because people are allowed to feel the way they want about certain things. Because it's not illegal to be a douchebag. If it was, I wouldn't be able to do this show because I'd be arrested a long time ago. I am advocate number 1 for douchebag rights. I am douchebag, hear me roar. But when you look at someone like Moolah, who has not if Moolah's whole thing was that she just skimmed and stole money from talent, fine, piece of shit, just do it. Because at the end of the day, everyone did it back then. But she pimped out female wrestlers who were young. We're talking babies, 18, 19, 20 years old, to promoters to get her on the card and more money in her pocket. She would skim up to half of people's payouts for her own regard, dismissing what they... Moolah would go to a show, work her match, then take the money from the people she trained. And they even talked about this in an interview or a shoot segment I watched a few months ago. There was only 2 women who were doing training at the time, really, and Moolah was one of them. So if you couldn't go to one, you had to go to the other. So you had no choice, essentially, at times. Moolah was so petty, she gave a Japanese promoter incorrect information, telling them that there was supposed to be a title change on their show. There was not. They were saving the title change for WrestleMania 4. Moolah not only got all 4 of those women in trouble, but she single-handedly killed the women's tag team division. But we're not going to bring that up. We're not going to bring up the accusations that while she was married, she would engage in erroneous activities, if you will, with women against their consents. She gilded and basically finagled them into sexual activities against their will. Now, there's nothing wrong with being gay or bisexual. I don't have an issue with any of that. But when you force someone or you utilize leverage against someone to get them into bed, that is rape. Now, did she do any of this? Is any of this proven? No. These are all comments, accusations, but there's a bunch of them. What's the old analogy? If one person calls you an asshole, they're an asshole. If two people calls you an asshole, they're an asshole. If three people call you an asshole, maybe you're just an asshole.
My God, where's all this smoke coming from?
Exactly. It's like, what? You're in the woods with Smokey the Bear, and there's a giant bonfire going crazy behind you, and you look out over the trees. Oh, wonder where that fire came. I wonder where all that smoke came from. Behind you, the fire's going out of control. Trees are on fire. Rabbits are pulling fucking gophers out of the ground to run. You got deers, doing the Lord's Prayer. All you gotta do is turn around, and you will see where it's coming from.
It's the final scene out of Bambi.
I thought, was that the final scene? I haven't seen Bambi in forever, man.
Forrest got on fire and his dad was like, "Get up,
get up, bitch." Papa didn't raise no bitch. You got your mom's genes in you. The movie was made in the 50s and 60s, so I'm pretty sure that was the dialogue. There are a dozen plus women on record accusing Moolah of many a things. At least a dozen. With Mae Young, the question was always what's her sexual orientation. That was always like the big shh about Mae Young. Is she straight? Is she gay? Today we don't care, but back then that was always a point of contention. But Moolah wasn't just about her sexuality. It was about the things she did to people. And you could think in the 70s and 80s there might be a smear campaign against gay people. That's a possibility that I am willing to sit here and be like, yep, that has happened. But then you realize that some of them were gay and were still accusing Moolah of heinous bullshit. So then you think, well, it wasn't because she was bisexual. It was because she was a bitch. It was because she was a horrible human being. But the WWE wants you to forget that. Forget the fact that Moolah more than likely pimped out women for her own financial gain. Forget the fact that she would give them hard drugs to get them hooked so she could sell them more drugs so she can make more money. Forget that. Forget the part where she made people live in her own buildings, her own duplexes and apartment buildings, so she could take more of the money these women earned to put in her own pocket. Forget all that. And just look at the simple fact that there are at least 12, if not more people on record, and I'm sure you could probably find 20 to 30 to maybe 40, who have all said similar things about this woman. Not one thing is bad enough, but all of them together is just this grandiose cacophony of just garbage. And then you add in these sexual assault allegations to it? Oh, Lord! If my seat in my office had a back, I'd be laying backwards right now. But it does not. It broke a few days ago. Actually, broke a few months ago, but I'm spinning it for hyperbole. There's no one at the top of my noggin that I can think of who has had as many bad raps or accusations thrown against them for the such variety of shitty things they've done. Now, you have people who have done some shitty things. Some indie wrestlers just got arrested and thrown in jail for having child pornography. That's pretty shitty. This is like that times 10. And it's being done in an era, Marcus, where we are telling women more than ever, you matter. You matter so much a half-baked movie like Wonder Woman should have been an Oscar contender. That's a debate for Thursday, people.
In an era where they are not supposed to take any sort of abuse in any fashion from either male or female.
Right. This is an era where Alundra Blaze went on record saying we need to pull each other up. I love Medusa. And of all the legends I've seen, she has not said anything about Fabulous Moolah, so that makes me love her even more. But then you have Trish Stratus, Beth Phoenix, Carmella, Naomi. All talk. I love the Fabulous Moolah. Now, You can make a grand pass at things like Naomi or Carmella or Charlotte because they got a job. They need to do their job. Beth Phoenix is an independent contractor and does not need that piddly-ass mixed match challenge announcership. Trish Stratus is a guaranteed bona fide yogi who has her own business and is doing quite well. So for them to go out and say, Fabulous Moolah was a trailblazer, it made me physically ill, Marcus. Now, I didn't see any of this last night because we were recording SportsCorp. I saw this tonight during SmackDown, though. And Marcus, I am not being hyperbolic. I'm not being over the top. I'm not being dramatic. It made me so ill, I had to get up and walk away because this is not a woman whose secrets are so secretive that when they came out, we were all aghast. We've known about this for 15 years. Anyone who's been paying attention has known about this since she died. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Sorry, go on.
No,
I'm good.
It's crazy because crazy thing is we live in a time, like you said, this era of women empowerment and everything, and a lot of times was sad, and we saw a lot of this with the Cosby thing too. A lot of times what'll happen is you'll get somebody who have those horrible accusations, and somebody will try to excuse it away like a true douchebag, be like, well, in those times that happened a lot. It's like just because bad shit happened a lot and on a certain time period, that doesn't make it right. You don't get the excuses away because it was more prevalent during the time in which this happened with this individual. Like this, but even in this instance, if somebody would try to defend like the women who are obviously trying to toe the company line, and saying maybe they're separating the person from what they did, all this stuff sounds like it was infused because I don't know too much about Moolah, and from what I've gotten, it's been a lot of this heinous crap. Obviously, she did a lot of stuff in the business, but a lot of this stuff was infused into her work, and it seems like she was a far better heel in real life than she was on screen. So it's like you said, it's insane, it's nuts. But at this point with WWE, it seems like it's par for the course. It's like that sliding scale of morality is knows no bounds, and they seem to have the same criteria for this type of stuff as they do for the stuff when it comes to the Hall of Fame. That criteria, which doesn't exist.
No.
So people, please stop complaining and getting up in a huff every time a new entry comes out. There's no criteria. They don't give a damn. Why do you?
We put Coco Beware in. Not his parrot. His parrot should have been in. But we put Coco Beware in. Come on! Standards for the Hall of Fame.
Cherry. We were talking about how good this Hall of Fame could be, and then a few other names came out. It's like, okay, well, it started off good.
Well, like I said on Twitter, I didn't report on the Kid Rock thing because generally we don't report on jokes. Oh, Johnny Carson up in here. I hate Kid Rock.
Yeah,
that dude ruined rap, metal, and country.
I'm not a fan either. So it's absurd, but like you said, when you put that stuff up there with the snooker of it all, who there's still a pile of prop up. Like you said, Ultimate Warrior, and a lot of other names who they prop up, who are probably still employed with the company. We talk about the long, what's his name in the back, the racist in the back with the long
Michael
hair.
PSAs.
Yeah,
and that's not his real hair. He's 70. Those are extensions.
Oh God, he got that Bolea hookup.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, man,
Like
it's just
rug.
absurd. It seems like the only thing that I guess that is the absolute line that you cannot cross is porn for a certain particular legend.
Let's not even say certain particular. Let's out and say it. China.
Porn for China and the murder of your family and yourself.
So that's the hard line.
Yeah.
If you are responsible for taking the life of another future Hall of Famer, because honestly, women should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't even know why that's a debate. You kill a Hall of Famer or you take it up the ass on camera, you are not allowed in the Hall of Fame. But if you kill a bunch of people, or if you rape a bunch of people, or if you beat your spouse, come on in, Stone Cold, it's cool. And like sitting here, like I look at Stone Cold and I think to myself, there's only ever been one accusation against you. Starting to see that you may not be the problem, sir. I don't like Stone Cold as a person. You hit your wife? That's not cool. Now, he did kind of infer that she hit him first. Whatever. But he pled no contest. I know me. I will never, ever, ever plead no contest or guilty to something I know I didn't do. That's just the end of that. But I look at Fabulous Moolah and I think to myself, well, if we're going to name a battle royal after Moolah, maybe I can stop getting in a huff every time I see Stone Cold on TV. I probably won't, because I'm a sycophant like that. But I mean, there's hope. There's a possibility, future. Who knows? So I don't even know where to go with the show now. Like, I'm so worked up and in a fervor over this, and I know so many people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal." It is. It really is, though.
It is, and it's sad because this is crazy. We talked about this WrestleMania like it was gonna be the multi-man card for the gods, and you kind of look at matches with the women. It seems like the women, for once, are gonna be more singles matches than the men are.
Yeah.
And this is a WrestleMania where, like for the first time, I think somebody tweeted this and I retweeted. It was like, we have not had a singles women match at WrestleMania since Ashley and Melina at WrestleMania 23. And I went back and checked.
True classic.
That's even worse. That's a whole separate issue from what we're talking about with Moolah. That's even worse.
Yeah.
So for these women to be in this position now where you might you're going to have Asuka and Charlotte. You may have Bliss and Nia. And you may have, well, I can't see Banks and Bailey now. But with these women, for them to be in this company all this time, and a lot of times just wonder if they're even going to make it on a freaking card. I can see how a lot of them would think they're not even really in a position to chastise this, even if they don't agree with it, which is sad because you would want people to be able to, have the courage and their convictions to stand up and speak out, even if they did get punished for it. But a lot of these women, a lot of times can't even fathom getting on a pre-show, much less WrestleMania. So when something like this comes up, when they can almost guarantee that because it's this whole year of, we're going to give the women every single opportunity the men have had, whether it be Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, everything. So now this is just par for the course. It's just the person they named it after, which is horrible. But with the women, a lot of them, like, I'm guaranteed to at least get on the show now because they're not going to scratch this from the card. So, which is sad.
So I want to compile a lot of what you just said real fast. First and foremost, by this is worse than Moolah, you mean the not having good singles matches on WrestleMania is worse than the naming controversy, not the actions, correct?
Oh, no, I wasn't saying one was worse or bad. I'm saying that's a separate issue,
okay.
But it's... Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify, because I know I knew you didn't mean what you said. You phrased it a little funkily, and I'm the king of funkily phrasing things.
Yeah.
That's a T-shirt, funkily phrasing things. So, with this singles match, we got Asuka Charlotte. Okay, never cut promos, but wrestle all day. Then you have Nia Bliss, and we're gonna get to that. I'm going to have a very different opinion on this than a lot of people, and one that you may not expect. Both these matches can be very good depending on how they're booked. I know, shocking. Me saying good things. If Bliss and Nia is booked in a way where she's constantly using her speed to get away from Nia, it's going to be a good match. Just don't try to make it where she's like hanging with her with every blow, because that's not believable. Bliss just auditioned for the Willy Wonka remake as one of the Oompa Loompas. She's not going to be throwing bows with anyone twice her size. It's not going to happen. I'm joking about the Oompa Loompa joke. She's short. Really short. She's 4'11". Just putting it out there, folks. Charlotte, Asuka. Oh. I'm very excited for this match. It's going to be very good.
Yeah.
It's going to be very good. And here's the thing. I don't care who wins. Because if you're going to end Asuka's winning streak, it should be with somebody who is that good. Because that will just promote and amplify the idea that both of these women are as good as advertised. And if she beats Charlotte, that just goes to speak more to Asuka.
I just hope they get the time to do it, man, because they deserve those two on that stage with that set up with the whole streak and everything and Charlotte's build. They need the time to tell that story.
Well, considering the WWE is in a pissing contest with the NFL over who has the longest day of events,
Oh,
I think they're gonna have it because like the NFL has like what, you know, a 7-hour Super Bowl, a 6-hour pregame show, a 5-hour morning show, all on the day of Super Bowl Sunday. WWE is gonna have a 3-hour, 2-hour, 3-hour pre-show, a 5-hour pay-per-view, probably some YouTube and digital media shit beforehand. They'll have time, or they won't, which is probably more likely to happen.
God forbid Steph and H and Kurt and Ronda go over.
You know that the Owen Zane Shane McMahon match because you know he's being added to it, but people just accept it. Triple threat theater, folks. You know that's gonna go 40 minutes for some reason. AJ Shinsky's gonna go 6. Oh, I don't know. Life doesn't make sense. So anyway, to wrap up the moolah of it all. Fuck. That's about all I got.
It's just it is it just is what it is. It's gonna continue to be what it's gonna be because it really goes back to that statement you said earlier about the lady who worked with her said she was a piece of shit. You think it was Luna Vachon that said she was a piece of shit, and then I could just hear Stephanie going, "Yeah, but she was a far more popular piece of shit than you were."
I could see it. Stephanie is a horrible person. So, if you guys are unhappy with the Moolah situation, as you should be, this is not a conversation about whether or not you should be upset. Everyone should be upset. If you're not a human being with empathy. And if you're not, you're a sociopath. And if you are, hey, my people! That's a joke. Kind of. So, we're going to end the YouTube portion like that. You know, realnerdcorp.com. I got a new weekend column. I fixed WrestleMania's main event problem. That laugh should tell you that it's not a great idea. But it's better than what they got. That'll be up on Saturday at noon. I'll have another idea Sunday for whatever. I liked what we did last week with me not posting news because I did both those columns before the weekend, and I took a relatively, I worked Saturday a bit, but I took Sunday off, and dude, I did nothing. I felt like Eric Cartman, just like, meme. Didn't leave my fucking bed, man. I was like, this is so good.
Nice.
I aim at doing it again this Sunday, only this time no Fastlane to ruin the night. Marcus can be found on Twitter at ParadoxKid, ParadoxKid. He's hit him with that alternate mag stuff.
Yeah, people, you can find me writing for Total Wrestling Magazine, covering all the Impact weekly teleconferences. That's TotalWrestlingMagazine.co.uk.
And you have a big interview coming up on this.
Yeah, the March issue of the magazine. You can pre-order the issue now, and if you do that now, you'll get a complimentary thank you Gale print with your order. So get on over there, and pre-order your mag and get you a quality print by the legendary Gale Kim.
Now, is this both a digital and a physical copy, or is it strictly digital?
You can get it digital or physical.
There you go, folks. I'm a fan of the physical. I'm that old dude who's like, I miss newspapers and magazines. Bah, bah, bah. I know it's better for the environment, allegedly. I don't know how great these tablets and computers are with their components and their whatnot. I have to assume that's less biodegradable than paper. Just saying. But
Yeah.
I got like every issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated since like 2005.
Oh,
I'm such a dork.
So good. Between that and your comic collection, epicness.
It really is. In the event of a fire, I have 2 shelves. Well, really just one shelf because it's 2 different levels of books I'm taking with me. The single issues are going to go. Sorry. I'm taking my graphic novels, my collections, my classic comics, because I have about 5 or 6 of those, and my wrestling magazines. Everything else can burn for all I care. As long as I got those 2 groups of things, I'm fine.
See Chad on the Chicago news.
Cleveland.
On the Cleveland news, I mean, getting dragged out and then he's screaming, "My number ones!" like Chad, we got your variants. Fuck the variants.
We saved your nieces and nephew. Let them burn my classics.
My Factory Comics, you bastards.
That is so me, though. Maybe a little over-exaggerated.
Cops are trying to hold him back and taking 10 men. He's used to dealing with crowds because of security background. He's tearing them apart.
What about my comics? What about my comics? Sean Penn's like, dude, you are overacting. So, that's a show. For those of you listening live, stick around. For those of you listening on the YouTube, be sure to download the full show. We're going long tonight. Got Lucha Underground and Impact Wrestling. We got an interesting debate I just saw on Twitter. Trios titles instead of singles on 205 Live. Should we? Let's talk. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit about Fastlane, because that was a thing that happened. So if you want to listen to what we think about Fastlane, tune on it. Download. It's free. It's free. We'll give you the link down below. Plus, we'll also talk about Last Chancery and maybe some Ring of Honor. So we still have a long way to go tonight, folks. But this is the end of the YouTube portion, so be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Share the video. Please share the video. We are so needy right now. Share it. We want all of you to like us or hate us. I've dealt with the Irish West fandom for 4 years now. I'm quite content with you hating us if that's how we're going to go.
That's going to be a glorious week
Just,
in that case.
Oh, God. Just notice us. That's all we want. We're that girl at prom. Just fucking ask us to dance. We don't care if you think we're ugly. Just dance with us once, man. So with that being said, Marcus, I kick you.